This is the last time we're going to be working on 4DMILF, but in good news, as you can see, the whole of the rear build of this sexspec car is now back in the car where it belongs. The stereo is wired up and working. Martin, give us a quick demo. All right, so we're back in business. I know Marty wanted to throw all of that in the bin. No, the answer is no. It's back in the car where it belongs. Now we have good news and what's the other one? Bad news. The good news is we got these wheels off Marketplace. These were $800. They are period correct. They're period correct. They're 20 inch.
So bad.
They're absolutely massive. What's the bad news, Martin?
They don't fit. Because fitting these kind of wheels to sexspec cars back in the day was a bit of an art form. Subarus are not known for their ability to swallow massive chromies. So if you do put them on, and the original wheels would have been drilled and offset and machined to fit this car. Now this is the closest we could find in 20s. And we believe they're probably off a Forester, which means the offset's slightly different. So we need to space the wheels to clear the brakes and clear the shocks. But then by doing that, we're too close to the guard here. It looks absolutely sick. But for doing anything other than driving in a straight line, it's probably not ideal, so you're gonna need track wheels.
Yeah, the problem is we have got heaps to do to finish this car, so we need to get an alignment, we need to go and get a dyno tune, plus the original owner, we have found him and he wants to come and see the car, but we can't actually move it with these wheels. So I am moving over back to my track wheel situation. Now, the original owner did actually reach out. He sent us an email because I showed these in a previous episode. And he said that he doesn't like them. So... it
was actually a vomit emoji.
Was it?
Yeah, and I thought that was hilarious because I can't tell the difference with chrome wheels.
Okay.
Like if this is vomit, but that's not vomit.
I mean, they do look cool. But yeah, anyway, previous owner hates these. So they're going on the car because we need to move it around. We need to get it around to some other places. Yep. So wheel alignment, dyno, proper detail. We've still got some like color and stuff to fix there. So that is what is happening in this episode. And then 4DMILF will be well and truly done. Oh yeah, and it looks like the number plate may have been banned as well. Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods. Now it's worth noting that when this car came out as an RX, it probably had 16-inch wheels on it. We're trying to go to 20. It's absolutely huge and it just doesn't fit. It may also be because WRX has wider guards. The point is right now, this combination doesn't fit and I need the car to move. So these are coming off. We'll get it rolling and then we'll get underway, Martin. Well, Martin's other idea was to get WRX guards and then paint them.
Yeah, you could get WRX guards which are a tiny bit wider, which wouldn't fit the front bar, which wouldn't fit that, which then would mean your wheels might fit, but they also might not.
Yeah, we're not doing any of that. So let's just get the car rolling, man.
People used to get these custom drilled, custom offset, custom for their specific car. So when you lose the wheels that came with the car, you kind of lose all that. And unlike a lot of specs where you can just go, give me a Japanese wheel that's 17x8 plus 35, not gonna happen in this case.
Yes.
So we need to just make it roll. So these will do for now to make it roll. I love that his track wheels are also chromies though.
These are so heavy. Let's do a quick comparison between a factory wheel, 18-inch chromie, and a 20-inch chromie. Okay, it's time for a little bit of science. This here is a factory wheel and tyre. We're sitting at 16.8 kilos approximately.
Pretty typical for a wheel that size.
The 18 we're gonna put on, I can already feel that's a lot heavier.
20.
We're at 20.
0.7.
And what have you got over there?
A monster. That's gonna be heaps more. 26 kilos, dude.
So by running these wheels on your car, you are adding so much weight.
40 kilos nearly of unsprung mass.
And massively reducing your performance.
And unsprung mass means it's like on the wheels and before the suspension. You can add weight and load into your car, but this is adding it to the stuff that's touching the ground. You would need the WRX engine just to turn these.
Sexspec.
Sexspec.
Woo! Now I know what you're thinking, and honestly, I'm thinking the same thing. This car deserves massive 20-inch chromies, but they just don't fit. But I've got a date with the dyno, so I've got to get this thing aligned and rolling again so we can spin up some power. These 18s are the only wheels that I have that currently fit, so they're going on.
Is this just like comparing two shits? Like if there's just a shit next to each other, and you're just going, oh, which of these shits is like worse? But they're both giant steaming turds.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the wheels, man. Like, can you really tell much of a difference between what you're putting on? To me, it's just like shiny, chromy turd.
No way.
No, it's a big difference.
Of course it's a big difference. This totally loses a massive essence of what this era was all about. You honestly can't see that? Really? Dude, those other wheels that don't fit, that make the car run like shit and are really heavy, is what this was all about. And I feel in a way we're disrespecting it by putting these on. But I also, this is the two worlds colliding because I need the car to move.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, maybe your sexspec car didn't ever need to move, did it? Because a lot of them
auto salon, a lot of them didn't.
See, I'm learning.
But I do want to drive it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
By now, you know as well as me that sexspec was never about the power. You just needed enough subs to blow your pants off. But I've taken a radical departure with this WRX engine swap. We're about to have the best of both worlds. All the bling, all the acoustic architectural chaos, but with some big T energy, and that's T for turbo. So we're heading down to Haltech to see Scotty and hit the dyno. And why is he the perfect guy for this job? Well, firstly, he's an absolute legend and one of the most lovely blokes you'll ever meet. But back in the day, he actually used to run the dyno competitions at Auto Salon, so he's in a unique position to dial up some power in this sexspec monster.
I have come down to Haltech. This is Scott, aka your tuning fork, and we have 4DMILF on the dyno. Dude, tell me everything about sexspec era from your perspective, because you were there.
Man, at the time, it was so different. There were so many cars, and it probably started with, I would say, a stock standard car with a set of chromies. Yeah. And that was like, even chromies were pretty like...
cutting edge.
And they were everywhere. Every CC Lancer, every Mirage, every Mitsubishi Cordia, all of those things. Yeah. And then it went to the Tiger Mica or the Hackett Gold. Every one that was interested in cars painted their cars that gold colour. And then there was the chopped spring era, so all the suspension was just on the ground.
Exact.
The engine stuff, massive exhaust, massive air filters. There probably wasn't a lot of tech at the time that was super, super available. Like reflash wasn't really a thing. Aftermarket ECUs were quite expensive, and the truth, there weren't a lot of dynos. So maybe that's something that the performance era at the time, yes, there were roller dynos, but the reality of it is that mainline dyno, which is the brand of dyno that we've got, was actually an automotive a solution system. So they actually did emissions testing stuff, and they did smoke machines.
And this was just after Carby era too, wasn't it? That was dying off, like early 90s.
Headlight aligners, all of that sort of stuff. And then that company changed ownership, and the new owners went really into the dyno sort of part of it. And that's kind of where I sort of came on board, where I was working in a mechanics workshop, so like in a mechanic off the side of a petrol station. Remember them?
Yeah, I do.
So I used to work there after school, and my pay was that I'd be able to use the workshop on the weekends. So I could take a car there, put it on the hoist, do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it just so turned out that that mechanic was friends with the guy from Mainline. So my kind of first delving into the whole performance stuff was working at Auto Salon, strapping these kind of cars on the dyno.
At the shows?
Yeah.
Really? Because they had dynos.
They had the dyno comps.
That was part of the competition.
That was
huge. What kind of power were these cars making though?
Like a massive, massive car would have been like 400 kilowatts, and it would have been like a GTR Skyline or something. Supras, not so much, but a heap of front wheel. So the sexspec was kind of 4-cylinder front wheel drive.
Cheaper cars.
To very few big setups. A lot more nitrous than we have now.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And that was kind of big stereos, big interiors, paint jobs, huge airbrushing style things that we don't really see anymore.
No subtlety at all, huh?
No subtlety. You know what? And maybe that expressionism of how people wanted their cars to look.
Yeah.
And remember, we had a different choice of cars, and so the cars to buy were probably a little bit cheaper, and then you could afford to modify them. You'd take them down the road, you'd get them painted, you'd do all of the stuff, and you'd have a truly unique car that wouldn't just go to the shows though. You'd see them driving around
all the time.
Yeah,
I remember seeing them driving up and down Burwood Road. That was the thing every weekend. You'd go there just to see the ridiculous cars, including probably something like this. So this, we put a WRX engine in it. It's got a TD04. Any predictions about what might happen?
Underwhelming.
Absolutely.
Performance is probably what'll happen. Which we talk about this sort of stuff all the time. That when you have like a turbo WRX, and you're like, yeah, that was like unbelievable. In today's sort of numbers, you look at any late model Audi, VW, Merc, a Holden, Ford,
with less
any
capacity.
Not so much late model of those ones, but like a four-cylinder Audi VW makes literally double the power at the wheels that this thing makes.
Wow.
So we've definitely put the WRX in like that hero basket, and it changed a lot of things. It's an awesome rally car, very unique thing, but just remembering that they definitely weren't a powerhouse compared to their cousin, the Evo sort of stuff.
A quarter of a century old. We don't think of it as that old, but it is a quarter of a century old. And look, that's crazy.
The shape has held up, I think.
It's fine, yeah.
They probably don't drive as nice as what you remember, but overall, mate, there's still plenty of them out there cruising around of this, like of the 01 to 05 era.
So this already runs and drives. Dave got it started. We used the Haltech base map that came with the Nexus S2, so we could plug it in. We did custom wire this because it saved us time. Otherwise, you can fully loom swap this to WRX and then get a plug-in adapter that Haltech also make. A few other things, we've got boost controller, we've got an air temp sensor, and aside from that, pretty much just a couple 20-something wires to make it work.
Yeah.
So we're going to plug in and we're going to make it drive well. We hope that nothing falls out of this freaking engine.
One of the things this does have that I just noticed is the venter atmosphere blow-off valve, which was another one of the things.
Has to.
Mate, that was, back in the day, hearing that noise and thinking, what, like...
Oh, yeah. We've got to make sure we're fully open. Oh, we're fully open too. Now, no adjustment there. We're going all the way. All right, shall we see what it does?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Check engine light. Subaru, we're going to need it.
Brutal.
Should I check the engine or should I check the gearbox? Has it got a gearbox?
It's definitely got a gearbox.
Where is it?
We replaced all the bushes on the box side, but we're pretty sure the interior one's also wrecked. But then getting this trim out is so difficult that it's just stayed floppy. It's part of the character of the car.
Oh, I quite like it.
But let's see if the character of the engine is good enough that it's going to stay in one piece.
All right, here we go.
Sounds like it's got four cylinders.
It sounds fantastic. It really does. Yep, no argument there. Let's get straight into it. So, let's type.
The gear knob is so floppy.
Your leg all right?
Yeah, man. Get up with a bruise right there.
I wonder if that was a thing back in the day where you...
Yeah, just sorry, baby. Sorry, baby. I didn't mean to.
Oh, I love
See that noise? Sounds like 3 cylinders now. Hear it? You free rev it, you might hear it. What do you reckon? No, sounds okay?
Sounds all right. So we'll put a bit of load on it, and then we'll do a cylinder balancing and just have a look and see if all of them are contributing. Are you impressed that I'm getting each gear here?
Yeah, sounds a bit choppy to me. Like a little bit.
Yeah, what's going on? We've already got a cut for some reason.
Problems already, people.
I can see the chromie spinning in the wheel.
Oh,
that looks awesome. Very cinematic. Oh. Might have to catch that on the data log. I don't know what that is.
Sure.
Something's cutting in and out.
Burning off all the last bits of shit too. That first run is always the scariest part.
Am I going to be eating my words?
As in, what do you mean?
With my guess of low hundreds?
They make about 150 if they're really healthy, with like 17 pounds in them. Well, you don't reckon?
Evo 9 makes 150 kilowatts at the wheel.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm fully on board. It still sounds choppy to me.
There's the TPS is dropping in and out, and we're going into D-cell.
Oh, okay.
But I did just do the calibration on it. I think we're going to need to drop the deceleration cut for the time being.
Yep.
Decel cuts that thing, remember, where
Injector's off, right?
no throttle, it turns the fuel off to save fuel. Sex spec, we don't need that.
We don't care about fuel.
The drive line actually feels flawless.
Okay, good. Anything could happen. That's the part of dynoing that is always a bit scary. Not for him, he loved it.
Here's a really good quick example. One of the maps that I missed, I looked at open loop boost. So what you guys have gone in there and mucked around to make sure the solenoid works, fantastic. Yeah. We've left it just one by one cell, where normally I'd go in, I'd change the table axes, blah, blah, blah. Right click, restore default.
Oh, I love it. That's
Boom.
awesome.
Action.
So quick. You don't have to make the table.
So quick. Yep. And the more I work on the axes, the better it'll become.
Yep.
Coolant temps come up to 92 and it's kind of held there. Pretty happy with that.
Yeah, the gauge looks all right too.
I assume it's got the 6-speed in it, right?
5. Old school 5-speed, but a Japanese one, so short ratio.
Mate, that's 6-speed. Best
gearbox, I know.
Ever. Yep.
It'll go in every Subaru I ever bring you that I care about.
Yeah, they are beautiful.
I care about this one, sort of.
Don't lie. I reckon I can feel that you care about this a little bit.
I care about it working. We put so much effort into it.
I've seen cars that you genuinely don't care about. I think he talks a big game, but I think you're going to see him at Brighton in this.
Oh, I don't know. This one's borderline. Coolant temp is good. That means our radiator's working.
Yeah, everything feels
Cooling
quite nice at the
good.
moment. I'm just giving the ECU a chance to just do some long-term learning.
Yep.
And it's going pretty well, really. I think we can safely say it needs about that much out everywhere, so it's going to pull about that much out.
We put slightly newer and slightly bigger injectors in it.
Perfect.
So they're normally, I don't know, 440 or something. We put like 550s, just one step up, but still a Subaru injector.
Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay. Feeling pretty good.
Okay, that's good news.
And I'm trying to make it so that on boost, my short-term trims are minusing up to 10%.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure it out as we go. 3.5. Oh, stop it.
Cool.
No matter how old the car is, if it's done well and everything's maintained and it's right, they tune up so good.
We're able to fix a lot of things with this. So tumble, generator valve, shit, gone.
Yeah. Yep, perfect.
Newer, more modern injectors from a newer Subaru, done. Better plugs, like all these little things along the way. Bigger top mount, nicer dump, nicer up pipe, nicer exhaust. Like all this stuff you just bolts on and reasonably cheap.
Yeah.
And I hope at this point it makes a difference. Where you go, oh, it just breathes better and it just works.
Well, quick game's a happy game.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Let's time for a power run. Power run. Power run number 1. So a whole bunch of setup done. And now we're going to power run it. It all seems healthy. Let's see what happens, shall we? This will be on wastegate pressure, will it?
This will be wastegate pressure.
So probably in a Subaru between 6 and 10 pounds, depending what wastegate's on it. Usually low. This will tell us if everything's healthy once you add some revs. My guess on wastegate pressure is 105 kilowatts.
112.
Okay, cool. He's confident.
All right. Got my logger going. Wide open throttle. Action.
Fourth gear, let's go.
All right. What happened, you may ask?
The dyno software updated and now it doesn't work.
No, I think what happened, we didn't have enough power to overcome the inertia of the rollers, so I was actually letting out too much wheels road speed.
Right, okay. Even in the 2-litre turbo thing,
it was
dyno setup.
This is my problem. That's not the dyno. So, but it felt nice. I was watching the mixes. I was watching everyone. I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
I've got my data log, so I wanted to see what happened.
Sure.
No point in pulling out of it in that particular case.
So this essentially now is what you would look at if you're road tuning.
Spot on.
Because you don't have the dyno, you've just got your logs.
Exactly right, yeah. So let's see what happened. That was the very first pull, and that was a tricky one. But it made it to the rev limiter. Mm-hmm. No problems. Felt pretty good.
Yep.
6 pounds at 3 grand.
Yep.
And then kind of stabilizes at 9 or 10 pounds.
Yeah, okay. I think that's almost exactly what I said it would do. Yes.
And look, pretty rare to come on like you've got £7 at $2.5 or something
it's
like.
early, isn't it?
It's nice, yeah. Our mixtures, pretty much that's our target mixture, and that's our
nice.
actual mixture for the first pull to get a feel for it.
Very good.
We have a look at our trims. How much work was the O2 controller doing? And we're going to zoom in on just that pull, and we kind of want to go for a couple of percent. And at the moment, it's adding 1-ish%. So
Oh, great.
I'm not really going to do a lot there, to be honest. We can come back to this one, and we can play that back in here. Look at the base map, and then we can just quickly just go along and see exactly what was happening and go, okay, here we go.
Yep.
Pretty
so you've
good.
got the RPM down the left-hand side, and then you've got the manifold pressure on the top.
Perfect. And I'm looking at the trims to see what happened.
Yep.
And I'm going, okay, it added a few percent, 1% there, 2% there, 3%.
See that AFR start to drop into boost territory, right?
Yeah, and look at that. It's adding 4% there. See that one cell I've missed?
Yeah.
That was a pretty judgy, yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did miss that, didn't you?
You don't usually miss stuff, Scott.
Yeah. That's cleared that up.
The ultimate sexspec dyno operator right here.
It was lots of fond memories. It's pretty cool. When they did it at the exhibition at Homebush,
Just
like
because of
around the year 2000, and
the
like
show of it, man. It was a big
Yeah,
deal. It was
yeah,
like,
it
if
was
you're into
cool.
cars, man, it was it.
I remember looking forward to going and working there and thinking, oh, this is the best
be sick.
thing ever. Yeah, yeah.
So you're using playback mode of your log to overlay basically what it was doing, but it still has your fuel map underneath it,
Spot on.
and
yeah.
you can change the fuel map as you play back.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How long has this been in the software for?
A little while.
Yeah.
So the playback, we're always working on the playback part of it within the NSP software to make it easier for street tuning stuff, which is where it is. That's where I think it makes a difference, you know. So it's going to clean all that up. So that looks pretty good. Feels nice to me there. We come out of playback mode, see how that's blue in playback, and if I click on it again, it comes to green, and now
Live
we're
mode.
back live again.
And live mode is one of the biggest benefits, I think, of this versus flash tuning stuff, right?
Oh, huge.
Like being able to do it as it happens. Because flashing has its place in some cars, obviously that's the only option. But this is pretty cool to just be able to see it all happen.
Reflash is a really, really good tool to do a lot of stuff, but if you have to edit the file, go upstairs, use WinOLS or some type of file editor to edit the file, then come back, load it in, and then rerun it, compared to tune it live. I just made, from when we were doing steady state tuning from 0 to 3.5 grand, I don't know how many individual, I'm tuning each individual cell live. Yep, no disrespect at all to the flash tuning. If anything, I would say it's a harder skill to flash tune it, because you need to run it through all the cells, somehow record or remember every single error, then go make the changes, then come back.
True.
There is absolutely a place for both.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Run number 2. Let's see what the number is.
Wide
105,
open.
112. Big RPM. I think you might have this. Oh, you got it. You got it by 1.3. Well said.
Yeah. She's working to
I
get there.
know.
She's definitely working.
Well, the turbo's not giving it much. Like, it's spinning it, not getting much in return.
So all I'm going to do now is look at my log and make sure that those changes we made were in the right direction.
Yep.
So if I go play back, and what we're going to see, I added 3% in all of those areas there. So if I should be able to go here and watch my trims now.
Yep.
And now my short-term trims are pulling out. Remember, we were adding 1. I added 3% there. So now they're pulling out 2s, 3s. Perfect. Very, very happy with that.
Cool.
And we also know that our base boost pressure.
I think your TDO4 doesn't do much over a bar anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Like, people can push them harder, but I don't know at that point if it's just pushing hot air around.
They were little turbos.
They are
but
very small.
they serve a very good purpose for having that as they come on being really good.
Yep.
Yep. So let's call it, it's got a 9-pound spring in it. So I'm going to go to our boost control system. We're going to change it to closed loop.
And closed loop means it's sampling and then changing, sampling, changing, sampling, changing.
Spot on. It looks at our manifold pressure, looks at our target pressure, and then it adjusts the duty cycle accordingly using the PID loop. So I know down here, let's put some numbers in here, across our boost target, we have got 8, 10, 12, 14, 16,
It's never
18
seen
pounds.
20 on this turbo.
The day is young. I agree with you. We'd probably, like you said, bit of hot air going around there.
Yeah.
So, in order to make 8 pounds, we needed 0 duty cycle because that's wastegate. In order to make 10 pounds, might just put a 5% in there just because that might kind of help us. In order to get 16%, honestly, I don't know. Just going to have a bit of a guess. And what this is saying is how much air we want to bleed off the wastegate in order to achieve this target.
Yep.
Our new target, I'm going to ask for 12 pounds.
Cool. And see if it gets there.
Davo, no trigger errors, no anything, wiring, flawless, no misfires. 10 out of 10 again.
Great.
All right, ready? Here we go. So a little bit more boost maybe.
120. Hey. I know they're made to get up there, but it never feels right when it's revved that hard, eh? Oh,
Wild
good.
day. Okay. No good. So let's see what happened. It's working hard, but look, to achieve 12 pounds, we needed 40% duty cycle.
Right.
We were well under it. That's why we've come up. So that's okay. Not terrible. Not bad to be conservative when we're talking about this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is why I didn't make any power, is that we've got
Conservative
about 6 degrees of ignition timing there. We were just being conservative, which
Base map stuff, right?
yeah, more than fair.
Where would you like to see it as a guess now, just based on what you saw?
All I'm going to do, because it's an old girl, I'm just going to bring it up 2 degrees at a time
See what happens.
and see what's there, because the tiny little turbo is the magic.
Let's do a power run now that our boost controller is doing what we want, bringing the timing up a little bit, and see if we can crack over 110 kilowatts, which is our record so far, which is not that unusual for this era of engine.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah. 48 degree intake temps though.
Yeah,
That's hot. That is hot. It's a hot day here today. It's a top mount. It's got a little pretty baby scoop on it. Even though it does have the ducting that came with the intercooler, it's still not a lot of air.
It's just hot, like. All right.
Won't its sealing make a difference or not really?
Not really.
No. I'm still not fully on board that that's 4 healthy cylinders somehow. So I'm sure it's fine.
The mixtures look nice and the VE shape is looking really
Okay.
good. So because of that,
Looks typical.
I'm less likely to
Right.
think there's something weird going on.
Yep. So you'd see it reflected if it was doing something, not eating enough air.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think 12 pounds is probably what they run stock.
Yeah.
10 to 12, and then sort of you can push them to 14, 15, and then shit goes wrong after that.
10 to 12 and about 125 kilowatts.
You think that's
Like-
about right?
Yeah, it feels.
Right. Good to know. Off you come.
That's where it wants to be.
Yep. It's a nice fat power band, isn't it? Like that small turbo world.
So, knowing that all of that's working pretty good, we can now change our target from 12 to 14.
Yeah, 14 pounds. So we should pick up like 10 to 12 kilowatts, you think?
If we got 10 kilowatts per pound, the turbo's still on the money.
Yep.
In this case, I reckon we're winding down anyway.
We're going to run out of puff soon. So probably the right thing to do in this case would be got one size.
Yeah.
You wouldn't lose much.
One size to like a G25 660,
That's probably it.
G25 900 somewhere. Just they're like kind of the smallest frame that you'd be using.
900. Yeah, right.
I would have had a few aborted runs, wouldn't I? All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah, let's go. Starting to smell like like it's making power now. Right, we're into the 130s. Not uncommon for a TD04.
130, and we got to 15.6. So I reckon that waviness is the controller going, oh, no, too high.
Yep. The old engine in this car, single overhead cam, would have made roughly 70 kilowatts.
Yeah, right.
So we're about double what it would have had before.
14 to 19 degrees, and then we look at our mixtures. We are running a fatter mixture on the Subaru engine than we would on others.
Yep.
Only that it does want a little bit more fueling, not so much for the horsepower, just to cool the engine down.
Fueling for cooling.
Oh, I like it. Make that a t-shirt.
It's not a bad idea, I'll make you one.
That's it.
And then it should have a picture of a broken rod, or just a snap big end.
Nah, it's a piston.
Piston.
It's the side of a piston melted out.
Ringland or something.
I like it a lot. And then we look at our trims here. Geez, I love this system.
Being able to see the whole run in that big block is awesome.
But the logging, the closed loop O2, it makes anyone look good. Where, look at our trims. We've recorded the whole session. You can see what we've actually been doing. And after a few pulls, we're within a few percent. Our targets are perfect. Like,
Beats doing it all manually, every single cell, every single time.
You know what? That's something I don't miss about the sexspec era. That back then, in a Haltech ECU of that era, all of these numbers, picture this, that would all be white. Everything the same colour.
Yeah, okay. Just numbers, big slate.
Like this, it would look like that.
Whoa.
So you can't tell which number's big, which one's small, and there was none of this, no mouse business. It was you click here and type in the number.
Yeah, okay.
Click in the next cell, type in the number. Like, oh, hectic.
It's changed so much.
It really has.
It's just consistent R&D and development, right?
That
software.
Fuel, engine management systems, dynos, hub dynos.
Turbo components. Everything.
Everything.
Just slowly getting better in the background all the time.
Yeah. All right, we're going to sneak 2 degrees into this thing everywhere.
See if it wakes up.
All right, here we go.
Still noses over, doesn't it? Seems a bit more keen, but it still noses over. Yeah, cool. See, that's TD04 numbers, man. That's done. Well done, my friend.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's got our 14 pounds.
It looks so smooth. That's all that turbo's going to do. Which is crazy, because you put a bigger one, it would come make 180. These 2 litres will make 180 with like a VF34 with the same supporting mods.
Yeah.
Like you unlock 40 kilowatts. Hear the rattle?
That's an external noise. That's not.
Yeah, I don't think that's
not in the middle noise yet.
But I mean, it's not unusual to like dyno your Subaru and then have rattly noises. Hey! Hey! Have we done it?
I think so. Could you feel that?
Sort of.
Literal last pull.
It's so funny. It's so funny and not in any way surprising. Because we weren't even being that keen, actually. A bar of boost. I mean, factory, they're like 10 or 12 pounds. And putting 14 pounds through it, not very particularly aggressive on the timing.
139 kilowatts, kind of. Yeah, a bit cruisy.
Yeah, that's kind of not far off what they'd probably make. I think from memory, it's like the 120s is what a stock one will do with that turbo. So 20 more kilowatts with less supporting mods is reasonable. But yeah, it might be a dead engine. Or if we're lucky, something external, but probably not.
Let's disable injectors, give it a bit of a crank and listen for compression noises first.
Battery's not happy anyway.
Battery's not happy, but it does sound, the motor sounds, compression style.
Can we just eyeball in there and see if anything's flapping around just as a maybe? That's not enough power or anything to do head gaskets. That's more like the old motor stuff. You know what I mean?
Feels like old motor stuff, to be fair.
It'd be more like the old motor or oiling stuff just because sat for a while. Like, who knows? Could be anything like that.
Let's fire it up again.
It didn't run out of oil or anything silly, and it doesn't appear to have done a head gasket, and it also never got hot at any point. So it could just be wear and tear.
You ready for a noise?
Yep. Yeah, that's just broken engine. Pretty sure that's just broken engine. Sounds like it's in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nothing balanced.
Listen to the music of my people, Subaru. Hey! Thanks, Scotty.
Time of death.
Oh yeah, no. I can't wait to pull this engine out again.
Well, it went from great to less great.
Can you turn it off so I can just like stop hearing the nightmare noise? Thanks for watching this episode of Mighty Car Mods. If you're thinking about buying an old Subaru, just be ready for the noises.
This car really does not want to be saved, does it?
No.
Why are you laughing?
It spat its engine out.
Why are you laughing,
It
Martin?
spat its engine onto
This
the
is
floor.
not funny.
It did that, and then it broke, and then it tried to con us into giving it a Rexy engine, which is way bit more than it deserves. And then it spits a freaking bearing on the dyno with not even making any power, making less power than like a Hyundai i30, and not even a good one, like one that your mum drives to school and back.
My mum drives a Subaru.
I don't know. Does she?
My mum
Does
drives
it
a
make the
Forester.
same noises?
No.
Tick, 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 but it does.
What are we going to do, Martin? Martin, what are we going to... Are you being shit again?
No, I'm being shit. That's what we're going to do. We've got the solution. Just look those guys up. The phone number's there.
What? Subaru Sayonara. When your Outback has run its welcome. We don't recycle your old Subaru, we send it off in style with TNT. The basic blast, one charge. Is this real? One bang, zero Subaru. The symmetrical all destruction, all four corners simultaneously. Did you make this? We accept all models. Call 1-800-BOOMEROO. You loved it once, now love the explosion.
See?
Very good, Martin.
Pushed it into a field, put some dynamite in it,
Very good.
send it to the moon where it belongs.
All right, so we rebuild the engine then,
No,
I guess.
no, we don't rebuild the engine. It's time for you to stop pretending that you like it. You need to stop. Dude, it's
I
been
do like it.
6 episodes of you being like, whoa, I get it, I like tacos and steak, although I never eat them together and I've never seen you eat a taco in my life.
I don't get to
But all
choose,
of a
man.
sudden-
I like the MILF. I don't get to choose. Love is love, man. We have to fix it, and you have to help me, and you have to pay for half of it. You were with it when it blew up. You have to pay for all of it.
This is like when Dad gets the money for your family holiday and spends it on golf clubs and often goes and plays golf for a whole thing.
Who's the dad?
Where's the money?
Am I the dad?
Because you took all the You're taking all the money and spending it on this shitbox.
We have to fix
No,
it.
we don't have to do anything. These people know. They're all going to be like, yeah, don't fix it, blow it up. We want to see it
What do
blown
you
up.
want to do? Tell me your great idea.
I want to work on a cool Subaru. Like, that's kind of the same, just not as hard on the eyeballs.
What do you want to do
Not
with
as
this car, Martin?
stupidly low so you can't get it onto a dyno.
Martin, what do you
Or
want
a
to do
hoist.
with this
Or
car?
a trailer, I want to blow it up. I told you
I
already.
don't want to talk to you when you're like this. What do you want to do with this car to fix
it
it?
That fixes it for everyone. Just blow it up.
I'm not even having this
Blow
conversation
it up.
now.
And
While you're
not in the
being,
normal way
do you
that
know what?
Subarus
Once
get
you
blown
calm
up.
down and stop being shit, which it's quite becoming very clear that it's just coming naturally,
Since
then
when
I'll
do you-
talk to you again.
Since when do you love golf
We have
so
to fix
much
it.
anyway?
We're too far down the MILF hole to pull out now.
We're not. You
We
can
are.
always pull out of the MILF, dude, anytime
No.
you want. And it's probably smarter.
I'm staying in till we're done. And so are you.
I really don't want to.
Bye.